All right. All right, everybody. Welcome to the NecroCast. I'm Steve.
And I'm Felicia.
That's right.
Yeah. Digging up more old shit than your ex-wife.
Yep. Every day, every minute, every hour.
Yep. Episode 2 going here. We got our special guest, Mr. Jake Hines here. Jake, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. You can go ahead and take off your pants.
That's kind of
I'm gonna need a lot more of this before that.
Don't worry. After one, you're ready.
So how was your week, man? Long week?
Very long. Very long.
Any new reads coming out? Any new movies coming out that you're anticipating there a little bit?
Well, the wife forced me to go watch Wicked.
How was that? The kid's been wanting to see it.
It wasn't that bad, actually.
No.
I was thoroughly impressed, so they didn't do too bad for it being...
The movie poster looked cool as shit.
It's like Ariana Grande in it.
Yeah.
She's like the main.
She's like
witch.
Glinda.
Yeah, right. She got way more money than the Black Witch, I heard.
Yeah.
The Green Witch, sorry. Green.
It's usually how it happens,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Don't be green in Hollywood.
Any new reads?
I haven't had time.
Working.
Yeah.
I hear that.
No, I'm with you. So, old shit that we're going to dig up today. We're going to do Xfiles. You know it. Ran for a lot of seasons there. We ran 9 seasons, 202 episodes, then followed by a 10th season with 6 episodes in 2016 and an 11th season with 10 episodes in 2018. And then there was the standalone movie, I Want to Believe, that we talked about before in 2008, which was 6 years after the original run. David Duchovny, Gillian Anderson co-starred all the way until season 7, and then they started to take Mulder out of it a little bit, and they brought in Robert Patrick.
Yeah, Robert Patrick. We were just talking about that.
Which, I mean, wasn't entirely terrible. Was definitely not David Duchovny, but
Right. Well, I mean, plus you just had so much runtime with him already on the screen. You really knew the character.
Yeah.
You had that emotional bond.
I was set in. I was set my ways. Damn it.
You're like all comfortable. Your toes curl up.
But yeah, a lot of good stuff from that. The comic books, limited stuff. McFarlane Toys was diving into that one.
Everybody wanted their hands on it.
So is that where these two come from?
Yeah. Those are McFarlane sculpts.
Yeah,
Those are from 2002. 2003. They just don't make fucking toys.
That's why David Duchovny's got the Beatles haircut.
Right. They just modeled him after John Lennon.
He's an investigative John Lennon.
That's all. The trading cards.
Yeah, trading cards, the comic books.
I think they've even had a game. Maybe not like a full-on...
No, there was a PC game.
Yeah.
So they had floppy disk option before CD-ROM came out, and I got that for like 50 cents at a yard sale one time.
Yeah.
So the floppy disk.
So
Around with that.
you could literally choose to play Xfiles or Oregon Trail. Your choice.
Yeah,
I don't think it was that long ago,
basically it was Oregon Trail, but then an alien came down and...
Yeah. I think my biggest staple with Xfiles was probably the intro theme. Because I'd watch wrestling at night with at Dad's house, and then 8:00, 7:45 would roll around. I have to go to bed, and as I'm coming out of the bathroom to go, brush my teeth and go to fucking bed, I'd hear, and I'm like, what the fuck is this theme song? Through the crack of my door, I'm watching what's going on. I'm like, this is some wild shit,
And it really does. It's very that it just gets you every time you hear it. You know exactly what it's.
No matter what room you're in, you're like, oh, that's the X-Files.
I mean, I watched it as a kid, but it scared the shit out of me as a kid. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the monsters and stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
It
was one of when shows weren't so graphic back then. It was really like the moms against violence on TV. Shit was going on in video games.
There wasn't a whole lot of blood. You had your scenes and whatnot.
But it was gory for television, especially for something that was on primetime television.
Not compared to today's standards.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Nowadays, you get everything.
It was like, as a kid, X-Files scared me a lot, but as an adult, it was like, the meaning behind the X-Files was sometimes, the monsters aren't always...
The monsters.
They're people.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's fucking crazy.
It was
the people that want to be in power.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. What will you do to take control?
I want to believe. Damn it.
Right. Well,
but March 23, there was an interview. Ryan Coogler was interested in an X-Files reboot, and he was the producer behind Black Panther. So there's some speculation going on. David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson will not be involved more than likely.
Right.
And honestly, I don't think that Chris Carter, the original creator and producer, will be involved either. Which is,
You know how it goes rebooting old shit.
yeah.
I was gonna say, so if they reboot, who do you cast as Mulder and Scully?
Oh boy, do they do the same thing again? Do they do the same thing again?
You definitely don't try and reboot.
That's how you ruin it. I think if you try to be like, this is Mueller and this is Scully, like just give us two new characters.
So they pushed away Mulder.
Right.
They brought in Patrick, Agent Doggett.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, this fucking dickhead, get the fuck out of Mulder's office. And then, it progressed on. I'm like, yeah, he's a good fucking guy. He's a good guy.
They knew what they were doing.
And some shit went down, and he was pretty loyal to the Xfiles and what was going on through even having a more third party perspective than what Scully had in the show. She was the skeptic. She was the scientific mind behind it. But
well, that was her job, keep
she
him
was
on track
to debunk and keep Mulder on track. Yeah.
I don't know, but to answer that question of who I'd want to play, I really don't know. I think it would be good to just get some new people in there, somebody that nobody knows, and that's really what I think can start somebody's career and really create a really good actor and actress.
Yeah.
So I think seeing some fresh faces that we haven't seen in anything, or maybe something that we've seen as like a side kind of character in another show, like maybe 100. There was a lot of good actors and actresses in that. I think that would be cool, but I don't really know. I don't have like a specific pinpoint. How about you?
Sorry.
No, you.
Comic books were cool because the comic books, again, went in line with the show. The trading cards as they came out, they were animation cells from the show and stuff like that. But
right.
What stuck out with you on X-Files?
The Smoking Man.
Yeah, dude.
It like, I got to the point watching it where I was like, not watching for what's going on in the show. I'm like, when am I going to see the Smoking Man? And like, he was the most interesting thing in that whole thing. And then, of course, I'm a fan of Skinner. Like, that character, I wish they would have done more with than what little bit they did with him. Because I felt like it was a cool boss, but, like, he was trying to play both sides of the thing. He was messing with
trying to do his job, but also
dealing with the syndicate people, but still, trying to be loyal to Mulder and Scully.
Double-edged sword,
yeah.
So they had that. That's good.
Yeah, that whole government conspiracy behind the monsters and the files that they were chasing is truly the scary thing about the fucking show. Because
is it real?
I mean,
there's
a couple things that gone on in the show that are still happening to this day. Like the whole "I Want to Believe" TV or the movie that came out was all based upon that final series of the X-Files. Was what they were chasing was the alien colonization in the U.S. population, and then eventually the world.
Those damn bees.
Yeah, and the bees were the carrier. But there was a similar outbreak to kind of COVID that happened that killed a fuckload of people and population control and scare tactics. But it's.
So what you're saying is we can chalk up COVID to X-Files.
I want to believe.
I want to believe.
I want to believe.
Believe. That's funny.
And hey, now the government's actually releasing.
Yeah, we'll see.
Files talking about how there's UFOs.
What scares me is like what's really going on that you're trying to give us the old fucking watch this hand, right?
I heard, and it might not be true, but allegedly Biden has sharks with freaking laser beams on their heads.
Laser beams.
And he's also got a mini version of himself.
Yeah. That's Hunter Biden after he's fucked up on
the only reason I heard about it was because allegedly those fucking sharks are going to auction, right? Because Trump was like, no, I don't want.
Get him out of my office.
Hey, get him out. And he's, I'm not a shark guy. Platypus potentially.
Platypus.
I mean, who wouldn't want a platypus?
That's
with a laser beam.
Right.
That would be cool, or just a cool hat.
Yeah. Deep Throat, who was. That wasn't Steve. No, I don't think. Was that Steve?
What movie are we watching now?
Deep Throat and the X-Files.
Exactly.
Oh, shit. The agent that came in, he was always in the shadows feeding Mulder kind of X-Files information.
Wasn't it kind of disinformation?
Up until season 3.
Yeah, and then...
the end of season 2.
Did he die or did he just fall?
Yeah, season finale of season 2, he got killed. And somehow was still in the first episode of season 3, but yes, he did get killed off in season 2.
Mysteries, Hollywood magic, as we would call it.
I needed to brush up on it more, and I kind of didn't. We used to watch it a lot growing up, but I did watch one episode recently. So Them government still beating the Indians up in the beginning of season 3.
I just finished the entire run again for like the umpteenth time, and I watched the last. I usually don't watch the last 2 seasons because the company's not in them usually. But I was like, I need to watch them because I want to watch the stuff leading into and all that. So,
right.
But I actually really enjoyed it. The case files were good. The stuff that they were going out on was a limb. It was good, but I didn't like the way it ended, and then transpired in the I Want to Believe. But
see, I have a hard time staying awake during shows these days, and that's my problem.
Yeah, X-Files you can very easily.
Well, and that's Brittany wants to watch it when we're laying in bed, and I'm like, oh yeah, of course, I'll stay up and we're gonna watch. Fucking 5 minutes in.
But what are some of like your favorite? Like my dad used to, with your eyes closed and your mouth open.
Exactly. But then I'm like, what are you doing? No.
Oh, I love the intro to it.
Don't change my show. I was watching.
What the hell are you doing, kid? Don't touch the thermostat. God damn it.
What are some of your favorite creatures or monsters from it?
Oh God.
Or just episodes in general, maybe a couple.
I mean, honestly, the first episode of the 3rd season is kind of one of my favorites because it deals with the Navajo Nation and
the 600-year-old Indian nation that's under that burial ground.
There was another episode kind of loosely on that with like Indian rituals. It was the Rain Man episode where it was like a drunk, useless piece of shit, but people would pay him thousands of dollars to come to their town from the church and like bless their town, state with rainwater so that way they could get their crops.
And I liked it because the third season, first episode was the first episode that you actually get to see the consortium, the syndicate.
Yeah, when they came down that helicopter and shit. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's who are you?
Who are you? Some fucking crazy shit goes on in that. My favorite, I think, like there was tons of conspiracy episodes, but like my favorite creature feature, I think, was the Freak Show episode, which was the Fiji Mermaid, which I think was season 3 or season 4. But it takes place in Jacksonville, Florida, at a circus.
Go
so
figure.
There's a whole freak show that lives in like this trailer park together, and it's a beautiful place. But like all of a sudden, the freaks start like getting killed in weird ways and whatnot. And the creature ends up being, he has a conjoined twin that detaches when he sleeps, and that's the Fiji Mermaid. It goes around sucking other people's
name Quaid.
Actually, I like to mention this.
Did he fight Schwarzenegger at one point?
I believe that happened. Right? He had a cool hand.
He went to Mars.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
There's another episode, Tombs, which had an actor from the Green Mile that played the little twerp, little asshole, the cell block. And Tombs was like, he's a cell. He gets locked up and he can stretch underneath doors. And it was a really eerie episode of season 1. And season 1, episode 9, which was Space. It was an astronaut gets possessed by like a Mars entity and brings it back to Earth and shit. It was a crazy possession episode.
Gotta give it out to the sci-fi graphic guys on that show.
That was nuts.
They killed it. They always did it.
I would say that's how we got Venom. Brought it back from space.
Yeah, there you go.
Some would say Outer Limits, the TV show. Remember the episode Sand Kings by any chance?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah, he worked for like a NASA space company, and they brought back soil samples, and there ended up being a organism in there, and they ended up some not like that, but
that's what they're kind of
so loosely, but the cast of the X-Files too, like outside of the main cast who we talked about, the guys.
And have you ever seen the show The Fringe?
I've
heard of a little bit. I felt like it kind of pulled, because it came after the X-Files. I felt like it kind of pulled some of their creatures from the X-Files. Like if you saw some of the different people and stuff. And
yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure they spent so much on making them designs for some of that stuff. They kind of like, let's kind of toss it into another show. We'll sell it off a little bit.
Yeah, and the cameos that would show up in that. I mean, Jack Black showed up in
there's a lot of famous
the actor who
people
played Monk. Bruce Campbell was in an episode.
Dude, there's a lot of
called The Demon.
Tony Shalhoub.
Tony Shalhoub. Yeah. But Bruce Campbell was in like a super cheesy. He was a demon and he was impregnating girls and trying to get them to birth his spawn.
He's the best. All his cameos are.
And it was exactly Bruce Campbell. Oh well, Toots, I'm just trying to take care of it. It's our baby.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't act. He just plays
himself.
Yeah.
They're like, just keep doing the same thing, buddy. Did they ever do any crossovers with X-Files? I'm not really familiar with it.
Comic book wise, there was some.
I want to say show wise, in the later seasons before Duchovny left, there was a couple crossovers from different TV series, but I don't remember exactly what they were. But I want to say watching it
Right.
When I watched it originally, there was a couple crossovers somewhere.
Because, I mean, that's a Fox show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, so Fox was big on that in all their TV shows.
I don't recall, and I feel like there was crossovers of X-Files into other things, like they showed up as a canon,
I'm thinking about.
but I don't remember any.
Tim the Toolman Taylor just...
Yeah, it was just like your
What the hell,
cameos
dude?
was everybody from everything.
Yeah, that was it. They brought
We needed the witches from Sharn to show up on
There
the
you go.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That'd be rad.
But yeah, getting into that time period, the early time of '93 when X-Files first aired with Biker Mice from Mars.
Yeah.
Another great kids TV show.
Oh, yeah.
Something that kids should actually be watching growing up.
That was great.
They were hot dogs and hamburgers and slices of pizza.
Yeah, then at that same time they had what was the other one that came out? The SWAT Cats.
Oh yeah, SWAT Cats.
I love SWAT
Dude,
Cats.
SWAT Cats was rad. That was like kind of the same time.
I keep hoping that they're going to release SWAT Cats on DVD so I can have it.
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
Because my kids, I've talked to about it with them, and they're like, "What are you talking about?
Right.
I can't find it anywhere to show."
No,
it."
and I wonder why. Maybe Ryan Reynolds has got that on the back burner and putting them together.
We're the live action SWAT Cats.
Well, actually, but before we get to that, let's backtrack.
Yeah, let's get back. Sorry,
It was
sorry, that just kind of jumped in.
It was September 19th, 1993, and Biker Mice from Mars first aired. It went for 3 seasons, 65 episodes based in animated Chicago. Ended February 24th.
What?
Robert Paulson from TMNT voiced Ralph.
Yeah.
Also voiced.
I'm
sorry. Robert Paulson voiced Throttle in the animated series.
I was like, and among every other character in the '90s,
Yeah.
I think of like Pinky from Pinky and the
Yeah.
Brain. Like he was actually Raphael in the original Turtles cartoon,
The
and then
86
Donatello in the second variation.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
he's
those
played
were so
2 of the 4 Turtles so far.
So here was the cool thing. In 2001, Biker Mice from Mars rights was passed over to Disney. Fox Kids, who owned Fox Kids at the time. There you go. Which we're getting to right now, which later on Nacelle acquired the rights to for a remake of Biker Mice from Mars. So those original toys that were different box back in the day, but I like these new kind of NECA style windowless boxes.
They did a good job. I had to pick them up. I think I called you giddy like a schoolgirl because I see you gotta get. You want me to get you something? I got you, bro.
And then the antennas pushed down on the head, and
they did a good job.
But Throttle, Mondo, and Vinny. Like I said,
dudes.
ownership was passed over to Marvel.
Yep.
The cool thing is Ryan Reynolds is co-producing an animated series through his production
Sweet.
company, Maximum Effort. So all the good things that Ryan's been doing for Deadpool and everything else in the movie
Let's
and
hope
Marvel lately.
I mean, he can't mess anything up. I feel like.
Come on, MCU Jesus.
Yeah. Loved this show. How old were you when this aired?
In '93, I was 3.
You're 3 years old. How about you?
I was slightly older.
Yeah, me too.
In '93, I would have been 8.
Yeah, let's see.
So I remember Biker Mice.
I remember.
I was 7. I would have been 7. So I do remember watching it on Sundays.
I don't remember anything. I remember up until I started the drugs. That's when. Yeah,
I remember it coming out. I remember I lived in a Mexican neighborhood at that time, and one of my neighbors would always bring me over to his house and they'd watch Dragon Ball. And then you'd flip it over, and then Biker Mice would come on. It was early in the fucking morning, too. It was like 7 a.m. or something crazy, because prime time was like 9 to 10 on Saturday mornings. That's when like your Turtles and stuff came on. But I do remember that coming on, because I had to just learn Spanish so I could understand it, because we didn't have cable at our house.
Yeah, they came out in the '90s. They're motorcycles back then. The bad guys, the fish head with the disguise that came on and off. So this was wave 1, and then we've got the sports jersey variants, the black and white variants that are coming out. The motorcycles soon.
The motorcycle
functional headlight and brake lights.
Throttle's motorcycle actually just came out. It came out. You can
hit until January.
You can. I swear I seen that his is out. Maybe I'm wrong.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either. I've been looking.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I usually wait till they come on in stores. So.
But no, cool shit. Cool TV show. They got the new comics. We both got those. You read any of those?
I have not.
They did another 3-part, just like the original ones.
Before it goes out.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a lot of fun. Really paid a lot of homage to the original ones that came out.
You think if Ryan Reynolds' company's producing it, he would be voice acting it as well?
I would hope he would do. I mean, let's be honest, he'd be Throttle, right? He'd have to be.
I will say this though, I like Ron Paulson is my favorite voice actor because like my entire childhood.
I bet they bring him.
He
back.
was the voice of my entire childhood. I would love for them to bring it back, even if it's not as Throttle. If they brought him back either as one or the other.
Well, I mean,
honestly, I feel
back,
like Reynolds is better for Vinny. Because Vinny was the goofy, more teenager one. Yeah. He was our Michelangelo.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, I would hope he would. If not, maybe one villain.
Regardless, it's some cool old shit that I'm glad that they dug back up.
Yeah, it is awesome.
And we're digging on talking about it again.
What's stuff? Yeah, that would be freaking sweet.
Live action movie? I think it would fall into the equivalent of like Tank Girl.
I think they'll put on mini.
Warriors of Virtue.
Tank Girl was a good movie.
Warriors of Virtue was amazing. That was so fucking great.
Yeah, for its time.
Kung Fu Kangaroos. Let's get the fuck out of here. Come on.
That was when every animal was learning martial arts. The Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
The Kung Fu Kangaroos.
That's right. That was a whole fad.
They were like, what else animals got known? They're like just throwing a bunch into a cage match.
Throw in some radioactive chemicals. We'll see what happens.
That's cool. Sweet.
And then Maybelline was born.
That's Maybelline.
But, oops.
I wanted to open that.
Damaged box now.
I was going to open that one.
Falling from Biker Mice from Mars, something else I remember there. Maybe Street Sharks.
Hell yeah.
Did we talk about those last time?
A little bit we did.
Yeah. But these were a 30th anniversary. These came out from, is that Mattel?
Oh yeah, they still even feel the same.
Yeah, the same rubberized texture that falls apart by today's standards. But 1994 to 1997, on BotBot's Amazing Adventures, it actually didn't start on its own channel. It started on somebody else's subsidiary.
Yeah.
3 episodes, 40 episodes, or 3 seasons, 40 episodes, and then it went to ABC.
What a goofy show though that was!
Yeah, dude.
It was so
I love
goofy.
Street Sharks.
It was so goofy.
They were anti-pizza too. That was like the big fuck you to TNT.
Yeah, they were like
Street Sharks. Yeah,
you don't need to eat that
hamburger and pizza, or hamburger and hot dogs.
Hot dogs,
all American Street Sharks.
Dude, fucking Vin Diesel.
Yeah, dude, the original cast caps.
Dude, it was awesome.
If they do, they should have done that for the new toys. What did they do? Street Sharks, all about family.
Yeah.
If you got sharks, your family. But it was good stuff. The original characters: Ripster, Jab, Streaks, and Big Slam Move.
And of course, Dr. Piranha.
Yeah, Dr. Piranha. The whole basis was changing aquatic animals into anthropomorphic hybrids.
And that was cool because they had
They had
right.
an insane cast of villains in this.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And they kind of died. They just they had one thing they were in, and they're like, "We're never going to talk about you again."
But they were a bunch of little kids like us, just innocent teenagers that went into their, I think it was their dad's scientific lab, and an accident happened, and they evolved into this.
I'm trying to, my brain's like racks. I'm trying to remember that theme song because it was a weird one, more of talking than a song they were singing.
We'll definitely cue someone
we'll have to
that.
put that on.
But
that's good. Drive me nuts.
Yeah, these toys came out for the 30th anniversary, and they are pretty much identical to what we had in the 90s. I remember the
abs included.
Yeah, abs, absolutely.
No, I remember because I never really got to play with these brand new. I was seeing them secondhand. They're already the skin was cut open and peeled. Or they left them out.
What's inside the shark?
Yeah, that's cool.
Those were the battle damaged sharks.
Dude, they got played with. That's one thing we did in the 90s. We played with our toys. Not now so much. Yeah. Don't touch the shit.
Yeah, don't fuck up my box. Hey, you're crunching my boxes. You're crunching my boxes.
I do want to open those biker mice because I do plan on getting motorcycles.
And talking about cartoons that make toys, my generation we had Dino Riders, and those were cartoons that were made from toys. The cartoon was just to sell the toys.
Yeah, just to get That's kind of well, no, I guess not. I thought He-Man was started that too, wasn't it? It's more of the toys, and then it turned into a show. Oh, God,
they killed an alien.
They're coming alive.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, God.
Dino Riders. But awesome. Honestly, the original animation...
Is this just Flash Gordon, reimagined, or what?
So, I can give you the premise of this show, and for all the young kids that are going to go, what the hell is Dino Riders? So literally, they are from the future, and they are fighting this
Based
the
on
so-called
Yeah.
future.
It's very futuristic haircut.
the 1970s bowl cut there.
What everybody in the future had.
They were fighting these mutants and got sucked back into the time of the dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah.
And they the mutants would use what they call brain boxes.
You got one of those 3D printed tripods over there?
I'm listening.
They would use what they call
not
these
listening.
brain boxes that they would drop on the dinosaurs so the bad guys can control, like the T-Rex, and they put laser guns on them. And then the Dino Riders, which are the guys with the horrible haircuts, had these little necklaces that they could talk to the dinosaurs through however. And they would use it to do that. And basically they would use the dinosaurs to battle the other dinosaurs with all the lasers on them and stuff. And it's just like... It was interesting and amazing.
That sounds like it. I'm going to have to check that out. I don't remember that. I remember hearing the name. That is not striking a bell with me right this moment. That's pretty rad.
Oh, by the way, 3D print brought to you by...
Anytime you need them, come and let us know. We can get you whatever you want. Custom-made pieces and everything in between.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You may have to order a Kaiju King
Oh, I actually...
3D printed thingy.
I got something in the works for that. So
We got
stay
you a little
tuned.
something. Every guest we're going to try and
Yeah,
give a little something.
we'll have to... It's still in post-product, so it's a lot of engineering to put that one together.
Yeah,
So
we'll have to mail it in 6 to 8 weeks. You'll get it eventually.
we'll definitely, we'll have you back on, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Again, so it's gonna be sweet. You're gonna love it. So
The suspense.
dun dun dun. Stay tuned. Maybe show up in episode 3 and you might see it. We need a longer one.
I got a whole board of shit over here.
See, that's what you need once you-
And we were filmed in front of a live, not TV audience.
Right.
That we kidnapped these people.
It's kind of a live forced. That's right, you son of a bitch. That's fun.
Yeah, that's good stuff. What else you got over there in your stack of goodies, man?
Let's see what
I've got
you got.
Books over there.
I've got a whole bunch of stuff. I know we were talking before about, Xfiles. Have the Xfiles 0 issue, which is based off of the pilot episode of Xfiles.
Camera right over there.
I'm going to put it here in the little holder thing so y'all can look at that for a little bit. But after a conversation we had a while back, I started down this nostalgia trip with my comic books. So now I'm in the process of trying to find every movie, TV, cartoon from my growing up in a comic book form and collecting those. So I got a whole crap ton of stuff.
It's fucking crazy how much stuff you come across that you didn't even know existed.
Do you guys remember the movie Osmosis Jones?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the villain with the finger that goes through touching everything and it all gets sick? I'm like that villain in that movie with that finger that sticks that finger in your
Yeah,
brain.
because then he jam it in there.
Yeah.
'Cause that was in Bill Murray's body. He was
Yeah.
like a
It was the
zookeeper
whole
or something.
After
That's a
eating
good
the
movie.
egg that the monkey had in
Yeah.
his mouth.
Wait, was there a comic book for that?
I don't know, man.
I'll check that out.
Google.
Maybe.
Anybody?
Throw it up right
Yeah, the
here.
X-Files comic book. I like that because number one, it went in line with every episode, and the artistic style in there was just like watching TV, except it was comic book panels.
Yeah, they always had a pretty cool cover.
What else you got?
A whole bunch of stuff. What do you want to see?
Pick another one.
Here we go.
Pick one.
We'll talk about Dolph Lundgren and
Oh,
Punisher.
yeah,
Big
dude.
old dude.
Still my favorite Punisher.
Yeah, he was freaking amazing. I love Dolph Lundgren and everything he does.
Yeah. What was the spoof of He-Man? And it kind of reminded me of
Masters of the Universe.
No, it was Masters of the Universe was starring him. The other one was it was like Flash Gordon and Motu combined, and it was Yor, Yoor.
I'm not sure.
Possibly.
I'll bring it up. If
Throw
I've
it
got
up
it,
right-
I'll throw it up.
throw it
I
up
know
right
I have
there.
a copy of it. I'll show it before I leave. But
Man, yeah, he was in a lot of good stuff. But what one's this one here?
This is the
Punisher.
Yeah.
must break you.
Oh god, he's so good in that one.
With his consummate 5 o'clock shadow in the
Yeah.
movie.
Even though it would just go on for weeks, he'd be like
Airbrushing dirt.
just captured in a cell, and he's like, "Oh, "It's okay." No, that's great. He's great. Future Soldier with him and John Claude?
I forgot about that.
Or Universal Soldier.
Universal Soldier, that's what it is.
That was a good one for its time.
That's so awesome.
I haven't seen it. God knows how long.
He's trying to make a comeback.
The first two Universal Soldiers were good, but when it started to get like Bill Goldberg and I was like, just let it die, guys. Just let it die.
Yeah, that's enough.
It's like freaking. Speaking of Vin Diesel earlier, we're on like, what is it? Fast and Furious 76 right now.
I'm sure they're gonna run that into like Fast and Furious going into retirement homes.
Fast and Furious 15, the nursing facility.
Yeah, they're like,
well, like
take the catheter out.
We was something back in
the joke in Deadpool where he was like, they're gonna have him doing this till he's 90.
Yeah,
I feel like that's Vin Diesel with Fast and Furious.
Yeah, he lost a bet at Diddy's fucking party, so he's in there forever.
Forever. What you got over there in your stack? Look like you brought a stack of slabs with you.
Yeah, I got some stuff here. We talked about this one last time.
Yeah, your Death of Wolverine. Still cool.
Talking about great old school cartoons.
Rocco.
Yeah, here, hold that. I'll grab
Is that Rocco's Modern Life?
Yeah.
It is. Hey, that book looks familiar.
It was a hoot.
Oh, look at that back advertising.
Yeah, they did.
Spider-Man on the Crunch and Munch. Yeah.
TV's whacked out Wallaby goes berserk in his own Marvel maze.
That was a pretty good fucking. That was pretty good. You did a good job there.
Not a sponsor, by the way.
Not a sponsor.
Munch of Crunch is not a sponsor.
I like the Crunch and Munch.
Yeah, another great.
Not necessarily on the Munch that they're crunching.
Yeah, well, stay tuned.
You never know what you're going to find in a box of Crunch Munch.
This was another great cartoon, though, from the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, very above child humor.
A little bit. The crazy acid trip Australian wallaby of the neighborhood.
They always had some crazy stuff going on.
I feel like Rocco and like Ren and Stimpy and those were the cartoons that you told your parents were cartoons, but they were not made for kids.
Right. Well, I also think they were like for the hippie parents that were still fucking tripping on acid and stuff.
The
and they're
neighbors with the fish lips.
Yeah. They're forced to watch cartoons with their kids. Like, this is going to be holy shit. Hold on, I got an idea.
I forgot you had that book.
Yeah, this one's a cool one. It's a good one. Did a lot. I actually got, like you're saying, I went down the cartoon path of trying to just find all my favorite old cartoon ones, and actually this is one that not a lot of people are really familiar with that had a comic book series, but this is Dragon Ball Z had one.
Nice.
And
9-8.
yeah, that one got a
Minty
pretty low.
boy.
But these
It's
were
not a
surprising.
10, is it, Johnny?
Somebody could.
It's pretty fucking good for a book from 1999.
Yeah, this was, and
Usually you have to pay double for that.
Yeah.
yeah, and it was a weird series. This is a English copied, but Japanese writing on it. They're cool. They're really cool. I tried to go find all of these, and it was like impossible.
Did you watch Dragon Ball Z and all that?
Yeah, they're great.
We're all nerds here.
I watched Dragon Ball Z. I could not get into any of the other ones though.
Yeah, I'm
like Z. I was good with, and then I tried to go down the rabbit hole and watch some of the other ones. I'm like, it totally like retcons Dragon Ball Z, which I know Dragon Ball Z wasn't first, but
right. No,
it's like every series that they would do would retcon the one before it. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, and it'd take you friggin' a month just to get through like one fight scene.
Mhm.
Like, all right, stay tuned next week. It's like, fuck you, dude. This is fun. Those are cool. Yeah, I went down the rabbit hole of trying to find old comic books of cartoons and movies. I think I got the Beetlejuice one.
Yeah.
Which I forgot to bring, but I don't know what else I have in here. Nazi Ninja Turtles.
So Jake's got some
I was gonna say
some Ghostbusters.
I was gonna say doing cartoons and stuff. Figured I'd bring this one in to show you guys, and I can even pass these over to you guys to take a look at them. So I got Ghostbusters 2, the movie,
Oh shit!
but it's starring the real Ghostbusters from the cartoon.
Oh, that's
So-
cool.
It literally is the movie, but with the cartoon version of the characters.
Oh, that is rad. Yeah, well, yeah, the cartoon series. I forgot about that. That was cool.
That was the good stuff.
These are freaking cool.
I mean, the movies with the original cast were fantastic.
Yeah.
The animated series was.
Oh, was good.
Is it a cross? Oh, I thought it was a.
Oh, like a panel.
Yeah, a panel cover.
I wish.
I mean, he's not in there. It would make sense.
Those are
almost,
gorgeous.
right? That's cool. It kind of looks like it with that purple, like the pink and stuff.
Oh yeah, trust me, these are in my stack of gonna be graded comics. So.
They need to be. Those are relics right there. Those are freaking rad.
Get those babies slabbed up.
Yeah, that's.
I'm not gonna let those go. We'll just shake the fucking screen every time.
Yeah, let's see. What's
Your turn.
little video game slab? Mortal Kombat.
Oof.
That was a tough one to find. When I seen it, I about shit my pants.
Yeah, number 1.
That was cool. They have a gold copy of it. Another number one. It's a limited
1994.
So,
yeah, an A5 very respectable grade because
Yeah.
that's a dark cover book, dark back, and I mean, think about it. Mortal Kombat comic book. Nobody ever fucking
No,
thought.
they didn't give a shit about that.
So my question, because I've not seen the Mortal Kombat comic book on the interior.
Yeah.
Does it actually have like the live action people
No,
in
it's-
the cells? I thought that was
No, that would be cool. It's actually animated.
Yeah, it's anime. Did you ever watch the animated shows?
I did.
It's the
watch
So
exact same
It's
animation.
just like that, yeah. So Goro is in this one. Luke
Of course, we
King.
got the advertisement for Streets of Rage on
Yeah,
Sega Genesis.
great game too.
Amazing game. Yeah, that one I had to go to a seminar over in Alabama and ran into a comic book store and it was in there. The guy's like, I don't know, I have $5. I was like,
You're like, sold!
deal, dummy.
Take my money.
Yeah, right. So it's here. That's a good one. What else you got over there in the pile of goodies?
Oh, I got Demolition Man. If you're
Oh
Stallone
God,
and
yes, one of the best, man.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, put you on ice. What did I do? That's a crazy.
Hello, cough
I
to
love
nobody. Wrong movie. Wrong actor.
that.
Wrong timestamp. Still.
Taco Bell became the greatest restaurant of all time.
Yeah,
you know?
how did that
I mean, come on.
I'm
Who didn't
still
get
trying to
diarrhea?
I don't know about you guys, but I'm still trying to figure out the 3 seashells.
So I actually, so I dug into that before, and what the,
dug into it with the
dug into it. So
Literally.
the first one, you get in there and you scrape it out, and then I'm telling you, there's a
Okay.
whole thing on it. Look it up, kids, on the internet. 3 seashells.
Throw it up.
So you scrape it out with the first one, and then you use the next one. You go back to get the last, and then the third one you use to go in with the outside of the shell.
Dirty.
Yeah, spit on it.
But then my question is, do you just set those 3 shells back up on the shelf, and the next guy comes in and is like, what is going on?
Right. Just big old turns inside. Did you even wipe with it? Come on. Shit, fuck, balls, ass. It just starts. Yeah, that's a good question because it was just a shelf.
Yeah, it's just 3 shells on a shelf. I'm like, is it one use
Right.
and then nobody can use the rest of the day? What's
And
going
this,
on?
ladies and gentlemen, is why I've never been to India.
Yeah. Don't shake their left hands. What's that? There's a lot of famous actors in that fucking movie too.
Yeah. Dennis Leary was in that one.
Yeah, he was the down underground guy.
Yeah, he's the dirty guy.
A very young Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, young, gorgeous. Sandra Bullock was my like crush growing up, man.
Really?
Oh
Bullock?
God, yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Her, and
yeah,
then as I grew up, it moved into Kate Beckinsale, which I feel like they're just clones. That was like a clone of her.
I thought he was going to say Betty White, but it's
Well, I mean,
Who was
wouldn't
yours?
do it?
Childhood crush.
Childhood crush. Oh God. I mean, I grew up in the original Power Rangers
Well,
era, so
yeah.
Kimberly,
Kimberly was definitely, I think, every guy's very first crush.
and of course, I grew up with the Saved by the Bell. So also,
Yeah.
also
Slater,
from-
right? Slater.
Slater. It was the ad.
Screech is so
It's an
funny.
awkward point in life, full of awkward erections in life.
I mean, no.
I was gonna say Kimberly was probably one of my top tiers, but
Yeah.
ironically enough, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Sarah
Michelle
Michelle
Gellar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
she,
a good
for
one.
whatever reason. And then it was actually Willow before that. Then before American Pie, before all that jazz.
Yeah, I definitely had a crush on her
Willow was
growing up too.
Yeah, I don't know, man. She was like the mom you wanted to go hang
And then
out
after
with.
you see American Pie, you're like, now really,
Yeah.
I need to learn how to play the clarinet.
Yeah, even Rob Schneider was in that.
Yeah,
movie,
Demolition
too.
Man. Robson, that other
Yeah, he doesn't know the three seashells. Hey.
that other weird dude that was in Beetlejuice. That's also a cameo in Demolition Man.
Oh, yeah,
with a weird hat and the robes.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the dad, right?
Well,
Wasn't
not
the dad in it?
Dr. Cocktail.
Wasn't he in that though? Wasn't he part of the going to Taco Bell night?
Yeah, he was like the manservant
Yeah.
of the main guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh god damn, that when Wesley Snipes is an amazing.
One of my favorite scenes in that movie is when they're in the museum and they're like
Trying
in
to
the
get the
weapons
guns.
room, and he's like, he's just trying to get that gun to fire, and then he finally fires and he goes, "I love this."
What was his name in that? It was something fucking
movie.
It was something wild.
It doesn't tell me.
Damn, I don't remember. He had a cool fucking name too.
Something. But yeah, great film.
We'll put it right
it'll
up
be
here.
right up here.
Yeah, throw it up.
Damn, that's fucking annoying. But yeah, that was a great movie. One of the ones I always watched a lot. Like
Yeah,
VHS
that
tape
and Judge
ran
Dredd.
out. Judge Dredd, of course.
Yeah.
Fucking
Which also had Rob Schneider in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was up with that? That was like the
It's crazy to
Happy
think
Gilmore
about it, how many
films.
times Rob Schneider showed up. He was one of them like extras in every
Yeah, he was like in every movie, but not in he was not
big.
a name in every movie,
No.
but was in every movie.
It really was. It was crazy. He was a great extra. Let's see. No.
My father locked me in the closet with a python as a child. I named him Cocktoe, named after my two favorite body parts.
Dude, I love that fucking movie, man. The Pest is one of my fucking all-time
Total
favorite.
German accent.
Dude. Und Schnecken in the Feigenheimer. You speak German?
Sex me nibble, sex me
Entrepreneur. Oh god, I literally, like I said, I can quote that whole movie word.
Was
for
The
word.
Pest a comic book?
I don't know.
God, I wish.
If it was, I want it. We're gonna have to throw that up here.
No, we won't. We'll keep that a secret until we can secure the finest
Yeah, I want
grade.
it. If it
copies
is, I
money can
definitely
buy.
need it because break to the east,
It is
break
not
to the
a
west.
comic, folks. Do not go look for it.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. Actually, we'll
Well,
never mention that.
Yeah. Mind wipe. All right. Next, what else we should we pull another one? Book out?
Pull another book.
This is a great one. This one was one of my all-time good scores that we found. And Brittany's favorite thing of all. This is the Mars Attacks.
Ah,
And this one actually is like a special edition one. I think
it's
this
an
is like
acetate cover, right?
Yeah, this is that one. It's like a half cover or a prequel or something. It was weird, like a promo one. That's pretty cool.
Another great movie that I think Rob Schneider's probably in.
I'm sure he is. He has to be. He's
He
in
played
the
the
back.
dog.
He's in the back. He's just like, you can do it. Man, but yeah, we went on a hunt for these ones too, and we got quite a few of them.
Yeah.
These ones I think we got the first original 5, and then they've made multitudes of extra. But,
I
they're not
feel
that
like
great.
Mars Attacks might possibly fall into that niche category
Yeah.
of what we're going to talk about next, and that's movies that they could fuck up and no one would care, or
notice
movies that they would fuck up and nobody would remember.
right, or even realize that they were fucked up.
Yeah, I think Mars Attacks would be one of those. As great as the cast was and the overall
Yeah.
visual effects were, and the overall just in your face with what was going on in that film, it doesn't hold up to.
Sorry, I'm
standards.
fighting the headphones over here.
Another movie. I'm trying to think of one that would be that no one would notice. I mean, I know I would fucking hate anything. If they came out with a new like Starship Troopers.
No.
I would fucking
You
stab
couldn't
somebody.
touch anything sacred. It would have to be like there's stuff that people really don't remember and watch frequently, like The Gate.
I think like we already had mentioned. I think Warriors of Virtue. I think if they came out with
that's perfect.
I
Or
think-
Tank Girl.
but I'd see Tank Girl. There's a big following behind.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I love me some Tank Girl.
Yeah, like my lady is obsessed with that.
I would be
stuff.
okay with a new Tank Girl.
That would be cool.
as
I
long
think-
as they don't.
But who would you cast as Tank Girl?
Gwen Stefani.
She could still do it. She's still fine as hell, and
Yeah.
she's in good shape still.
Possibly. What about Pink?
Pink.
How's she doing nowadays?
I don't know. Is she?
Have you seen her
Isn't-
stage shows?
I haven't.
Flipping through the air.
Because
doing
she's like with like Carrie
acrobatics and
Hart,
stuff?
right? Isn't
Yeah,
she
she's
with
like
the
country
motor-
star now.
Yeah, she's with Carrie Hart, the
in that.
motocross guy.
I ain't about the country stuff, bro.
I might be wrong. I might be having these people
No,
flip.
that ain't-
But
Isn't that what she's doing now?
No.
no, that's Gwen Stefani.
No.
Gwen
Ugh,
Stefani.
really?
Yeah, she's with fucking Brooks, whatever.
Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton. Yeah, from the American. She's on like America's Got Talent or not? No, American Idol. That's the one that they're
One
on,
of the
right?
two, yeah.
Whatever. Fucking who cares?
Gross.
Yeah, you're fucking
I don't
just.
know.
No,
like her.
Pink is still rocking.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's with Carrie Hart, the motocross racer.
I missed the
They're
No
married.
Doubt days, before Gwen Stefani was Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
Feeling
Let's see,
hella good. So
I'm trying to think of somebody that would be pretty rad these days that would play. They'd probably pick somebody completely fucking stupid and ruin it, but
Ruby Rose.
yeah, yeah.
No idea
See
who that is. Who's that? What was she? in?
Did you see the new Batman series? Or Batwoman series that they did?
Oh God,
No.
no.
So Ruby Rose played Batwoman for like the first,
Okay, I know who you're
6
talking
episodes.
about, but I didn't.
but
watch
she was also in Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I know her from.
And beautiful, beautiful woman. And
Otherwise-
she's got that alt look to her, so I think she'd pull off the Tank Girl.
I could see that. Even Margaret Robbie or whatever her name is, she could do a good one too.
Yeah.
She can be a strong, powerful
What
woman.
about that girl from The Craft? Little freaky deaky one that goes evil at the end.
No,
She was
I-
also in American History X in the beginning. She was
Oh,
yeah, I don't-
girlfriend.
I think I don't think she's acting anymore. I think she's dealing with a. Don't quote me on this because I may be getting her mixed up with somebody else, but I think she's dealing with like MS or something. So she's not doing any acting anymore.
Interesting. What's the other? I'm trying to think of some good female actresses that would be powerful in that position. Maybe even.
I mean, Lori Petty could probably still do it. She was the original Tank Girl in the first movie, but
Well, what about like the chick that I can't remember her freaking? I'm having.
I just said Gwen Stefani because I was confused in like the No
Pink
Doubt
with them,
videos
yeah.
and that. I always was like, is that the same person? As a kid. But
But what about
thank you for teaching an entire generation to spell bananas. By the way,
the
Which is-
chick
yeah,
from
yeah.
the chick from Zombieland? You know that
oh yeah,
she'd be a good one too. The redhead,
Yeah.
she could play it too. She's got that sassy attitude, kind of actress, badass. Yeah. that'd be
What's a
cool.
movie that they can do that you think people really want to notice that's a remake unless it was given? Nobody would care that they were doing it.
Well,
And don't
not-
say Labyrinth.
Yeah, because they are.
That AI generated fucking trailer that was going around.
Labyrinth.
That's one I haven't
Labyrinth.
seen right there.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that variant.
Pretty cool.
I can't say that people wouldn't be upset if it was remade because it's got like a cult following, but
It's not so much of a cult following. That's like fucking
well,
sacred.
no, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about like Guyver. Like I think that they could do a remake
That's
and
pretty fucking cool.
screw it up and people,
People
wouldn't
would
realize
notice,
it, but
yeah.
some of us diehard fans would probably realize it.
Yeah.
They could probably put it out there and people would be like, "Oh, well, what's that movie? I don't know what that
I
is."
don't think they would really fuck that up. It would be more badass. The suit, by modern day standards.
Oh
would
yeah,
definitely
if
be
they
wild as
took
shit.
like Iron Man CGI to the Guyver,
Yeah.
that would be freaking awesome in my opinion. But
Starship Kid, Space Kid,
Star
Remember
Kid,
that? Star Kid. Yeah, that was kind of a Guyver alt, terrible fucking.
yeah, that was horrible.
You remember that Space Kid? What was it? Star Kid.
Stark,
It's like
not
this
ringing a bell.
robotic suit that crashes to our planet because it was ejected.
Steel? Are we talking about Steel
No,
with
no,
Shaq?
no.
Are we talking about Steel?
That's a movie that they could remake. And nobody would care.
Yeah.
No, I actually that does kind of sound.
But
familiar.
yeah, the suit crashes and a kid finds it. This little sci-fi kid as it goes, and then he crawls in the suit and he attains the suit, kind of like Iron Man. But it's
that sounds familiar.
I've got a movie that they did do a remake of that they did fuck up, and it pisses me off.
What's that?
Under Wraps.
No idea.
It was a Disney Channel movie that they originally did, and had the guy that played the mummy in this movie
Brendan
was.
Fraser?
Do you remember Dauber from?
The Mummy.
Yeah,
Just the mummy
The
in the
mummy,
show.
yeah, the mummy in the show. He the guy that played Dauber in Coach. I don't know if you remember that show. It was from the 80s.
I remember
90s.
I've heard
But
Coach,
he played the mummy and also the mother's boyfriend in this movie. And it was freaking hilarious. But like Disney has like buried this movie, so you can't find it on any streaming services. Like it's hard to find on
Kazam.
It's kind of it's
that
hard to
never
find.
happened.
Yeah, it's hard to find on DVD.
I didn't know that happened.
But they did a remake, a horrible remake, and just
Butchered it up.
butchered it. Almost as bad as the new Chucky remake.
Oh god.
God, that was horrible.
Like, I'm like, why do you guys feel
His
the need
face was ruined. It
to
was
screw
horrible.
up my childhood?
What was your favorite Chucky movie of the original Elite 5 Chucky movie?
Oh, I mean, Child's Play 1 is my
Child's Play
Yeah,
all-time
that's such a
favorite,
good
just
one.
because it in the same irk of like the original Freddy, like he wasn't made to be funny.
Right, exactly.
It wasn't until the later ones, like with Freddy and Chucky, that they
Kinda
gave him the
goofed it up.
comedic
Yeah.
twist. Like he was just a creepy ass doll
Yeah.
killing people.
Yeah.
And I mean that's in my opinion still the best one that they've made.
I love the second one.
No.
It was it was,
I love
it was
the
the
second
factory scene.
That
the
yeah,
death
when he's
scene.
melting.
Yeah.
You fucking bitch! You fucking bitch! Yeah.
The I'm a horror movie guy, so like I was a fan of like Puppet Master.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
Puppet Master was fucking awesome.
Like
That's such
until they got to Puppet Master versus Demon
Demonic
Toys,
Toys,
and
yeah.
I've got
like,
those too.
I'm like you're killing me with these remakes, guys, or the
alternates.
extended
Yeah.
series. I'm like, just keep it what was good. You
Yeah,
don't have to
It was awesome.
screw things
too.
up.
It was so good. That was such a good series. That fucking drill hands, dude.
Yep.
Like Michael Bay with my childhood, just screwing everything up.
They actually, I think just came out with a newer Puppet Master recently. I think there was one that just came out.
I think it was a show.
Was
on
it a show?
Hulu
Was
or
that what it
something like
is?
that.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten into it.
Another horror movie that they screwed up horribly, Leprechaun.
Oh my god, that
Have
used
you
to be.
seen the new one?
Yeah, it was fucking.
Yeah,
I think
mean,
after Leprechaun in the Hood, everything went downhill.
I feel like that was one of those movies they expected you to forget. But if you're a cult horror guy,
Yeah.
you Warwick Davis. What was it Jennifer Aniston's first movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Dude, they were good. I liked the first
they were
three.
so
The
good.
first three were-
gold.
Right.
Leprechaun in Space was.
Well, dude, that Leprechaun in the Hood, that one
Hey,
fucking.
Those were good. I like those.
Leprechaun in Space has the most painful kill scene, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. A couple of them, actually. I think. But I know which one you're talking about.
He'll put it up here. No.
Yeah, throw that up there. Yeah, Warwick Davis, Jennifer Aniston, the first one. Then there was the maintenance guy, the painter guy with the little kid.
Yeah,
the pickup truck. And then
That
part,
swallowed the gold coin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it.
in part 3, they went to Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. And then,
those were good ones. I enjoyed them. I thought those were scary as fuck. when I
Oh
was
yeah,
young.
yeah. As a kid, I found out about those in South Florida. I was like 6, 7, and my buddy, who was it down the road, Jose, and remember his younger brother.
Juan?
hung out with. No, it wasn't.
Was
Juan.
it 2? No, just-
Maybe Miguel, but no. But I went down there and they had this whole freaking wall of VHS tapes, and it was right around Halloween time. They broke out
VHS.
Leprechaun,
Dude,
and I was
good
like,
old days.
I'd never seen that one. I'd seen Freddy Krueger.
Back when you could legitimately watch a movie until you couldn't watch it
I
anymore.
have a real question here. No, we're not asking the real question. Let's ask this one.
Uh-oh.
What kind of VHS rewinder did you have growing up?
I'd yank that bitch. Oh, I was gonna say what type of person
Remember
to
the-
rewind it.
No,
I was
no.
gonna say no. I'd yank that bitch out, throw it in the sleeve if you were lucky, and throw
You
it back
remember?
on the
Did you
shelf.
have one? Because I remember we went to the
My
store.
VHS, my VCR had rewind, so I didn't have to pull
Right.
it out and put
But
it
they
in
had the
But
speed rewinder.
You had the speed rewinders, and like I remember, we went to when I was a kid. We went down.
Blockbuster.
I
Be kind rewind.
I bought so many fucking rented so many tapes and stuff that the guy was like, "Here, rewind them. Stop fucking bringing them in." And he gave me. It was a Corvette. It was like an old Stingray.
Okay, yeah.
And then I remember putting it in there. I'd be like,
No,
like,
I remember I didn't have one of those until like the DVD player came out and all that shit went on sale
Yeah.
by Casio and JVC and all that, and then finally got a rewinder.
Man,
I think
I
I still
love
have
it.
it somewhere.
I loved that thing. It was so cool. Like slam it down, the headlights would turn on and shit.
And for those of you who are too young to remember what a VHS was, they'll throw one up here.
Yeah.
What about the Mario Brothers, the original live
dude,
action with Bob
Fucking
Hoskins
love
and
John Leguizamo,
dude,
man.
it's
Oh, yeah.
He's the
good.
best.
So how many Marios are there between you?
Well,
3. There's Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Dude, that was a great movie.
Yeah,
I mean, it was cheesy.
It gets a lot of. It wasn't really
But
cheesy.
it was
time, dude. It was good.
That was one of the movies where I thought it was fucking perfect.
It was like you took a 8-bit video game and turned it into live action. What the fuck are you bitching about?
Right.
And
It
we
was
got-
fucking
And
big.
we got
It was
Dennis
big.
Hopper as
Yeah.
Koopa. I mean, come
That
on.
was fucking cool.
The entire movie was. I didn't know what Super Mario Brothers would have looked like as a
No.
movie.
They did a good
No.
job.
Yeah, and people, fuck you, dude.
Fuck you. Go eat a big old fat mushroom.
Yeah, one of the bad
Tip.
ones.
Not the ones that make you grow.
Yeah, not the cool ones that do good things. No, that was a great fucking movie. Great fucking movie.
But I feel like they could probably do that today because I'd need a lot of young people.
They already did the Mario thing, you know. They kind of animated it. And it was
Oh
Chris
yeah,
Pratt
I haven't
did-
seen that, so that
Oh,
doesn't
really?
exist in my realm.
It's worth it.
It's worth seeing if you're a fan because it's going to give you nostalgia vibes.
It's
See,
good.
I'm
I
one
thought
of
it was
those
alright.
people that if they're tackling something nostalgic, I won't watch it until it's 10, 15, 20 years old.
Well,
So
see,
that
the
way,
thing-
by that time,
Here's the cool
It
thing.
technically is
They
nostalgic.
threw in stuff like Smash Brothers and like other stuff like that.
Donkey Kong
and
and
Mario
Donkey Kong
Kart
Country
and Mario Kart and stuff. So it was like you got these new elements of it as well. That it worked well.
but the thing is too is I'm not done with the old elements.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not done with the retro stuff. So you're throwing out retro stuff that pertains to everyone, and I'm
All
like,
right,
I
you
just
fucking dinosaur.
I know. I what I'm getting at is I stockpile the material, and when everything else goes dry, then I watch all
Folks,
that.
he's still watching his movies on 6mm. It's okay.
He is. Turn the lights off and get out of here. All right.
Yeah, pick another one.
Next. I think we should shove a few more things in here.
All right.
Can we get some less space in this room though? For
You
real,
want to do
like,
old or new? Old or newest of the
Old.
turtles?
Old.
Oh, yeah, if we're doing Turtles, old.
There you go. Oversized magazine.
Number 2.
And I'll go ahead and
Number
throw my Turtles up
2.
there.
Oh.
The
Uh-oh.
original Turtles
There you
movie
go.
Oh, that's freaking
adaptation.
cool.
I'll throw that up there. Let me move the...
I don't think somebody's going home with that.
Hey,
I
Let me
need
help
it.
you carry your things to the car.
I need that.
In the words of another famous wrestler, everybody has a price for the $1 Million Man.
Oh, there you go. That's a deep cut.
I got about 350.
Gonna be a little more than that.
If you're ever gonna get rid of that, let me know because I'm a huge turtle buff.
We went from a podcasting show into a live auction.
Well,
Can I get a bid?
well-
Who wants to start the bid out?
11, 10. All right. Yeah, number 2. This came in through your place.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Did a trade for it actually, didn't I? With you?
Yeah, you gave me a Turrock number 1.
Yeah.
Which ended up being mint condition hollow foil. ended
Mint
up being-
condition Torok number
Yeah,
1.
all about that speculation.
No, it was the Venom. That Venom cover book that I got graded. It came back like a 9.8.
Oh yeah.
That's what. And then you had this raw, and we cleaned her up and sent her in, and came
Yeah,
back
we
pretty
did well.
fucking good.
I
9.4, not
traded him
bad.
for a ferret number 1.
Traded him for a Squirrel Girl number 2.
Malibu.
I just killed the entire
Cast of
cast
the
of
X-Files.
the X-Files.
Hey, my signatures are worth more now.
Sorry,
Microsoft
David.
went up 18 points.
So yeah, that one, one of my prized possessions up there in the shelf now.
That's a
I
nice
love
one.
it. It turned out fucking great. I was actually surprised because when you first gave it to me, it was
It was double bagged in a dirty nicotine
Yeah.
stained Mylar bag.
I didn't think it was gonna come back anywhere near a fucking 9, let alone.
I
a 9.
would have been happy with an 8.0.
Yeah, I
but
thought that's what
after,
we're kind of weird.
after the presses, I was like,
Yeah, it fucking popped, and it was pretty fucking rad. I was really stoked about that one. Then we come full circle to the newest one. This is out of the Ronin 2 that just started.
Oh yeah, Book of the Dead.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Book of the Dead which I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but Michelangelo dies eventually.
Yup.
So how do you feel about the speculation of them actually doing a Last Ronin movie.
I fucking hope so. I mean,
And
rated R Ninja
Now,
Turtles.
here's my question. Do you want it to be... I'm a favorite of the original Turtles movies, so do you want it to be live-action rubber suit style, or do you want it to be CGI Michael Bay style?
Of course I want it to be live action. Like, I think the fucking Turtles that they did recently...
Bring it on the spandex and rubber suits!
Yeah, like, I mean, I still watch to this day the original 3 movies.
Oh, yeah.
Good shit. Part 3 was my favorite.
Oh, me too. No one liked it. That was like that was the worst one in everyone's opinion.
My favorite was Secret of the Ooze, but I did love Part 3 too.
Secret of the Ooze.
I mean, they're just... I can't pick the
Just set that bar, but for me as a kid... Part 3, dude. The suits were
so
something
cool.
different.
Well, and it was such a different premise.
Just the going to get Raph in the junkyard when it was like, it's quiet and a little too quiet. Look, it's Raph. Yeah, a little too Raph. They're like, what?
Yeah, that was great.
I mean, the first 2 were so fucking magical, but like Part 3 pertained to that inner kid in me, where it was like 1 and 2 were 10 out of 10, but Part 3 to me as a kid was...
I'm surprised you don't have the one of the lanterns.
What the fuck?
Is that a thing?
I'm so surprised you don't have one of the things.
You don't have that.
Thank you. No, I have the NECA figures in the living room.
Yeah,
we got them. The number 3s, you're saying?
I've seen them do. They did like a full version of the a life-size version
the staff.
of the staff.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I didn't know that.
I actually had a 3D print file.
He'll be looking for that on eBay tonight, folks.
I was
another $350.
Bringing this up actually just sparked something in my brain. Do you really? Yes. Veltrex. No.
Today's the word of the day.
Sponsor.
Veltrex.
Do you remember Three
commercials?
Ninjas?
Yes, Rocky.
Dude, that's a movie that I think they could remake, and if they fucked it up, no one would care because it didn't really fucking matter.
I mean, they did when they made the sequel because it's not the same kids.
The third one, Thunder Mountain.
The first one was fucking awesome.
That's actually a really hard to find DVD because I have 1 and 2.
And a little tidbit of information: if you're a Ninja Turtles fan, or not Ninja Turtles, a Power Rangers fan, the kid that played young Rocky, is in
Turtles, like down the line, right? I mean, not Turtles.
He's in
Power Rangers.
Yeah, he's in. Well, he's in. Was it Rocky or no? He played Colt in Three Ninjas.
Rocky comes on Colt.
Colt was the middle son.
Yeah, he played Colt in not the first one, but like I think it was Space Mountain.
Yeah.
Or whatever Thunder Mountain,
was
whatever it is.
Teenager at the time.
But he was the young Rocky when the Power Rangers got sent back like the Old West and they were kids and stuff. He played the young Rocky.
Yeah.
Huh. No, Three Ninjas was that like in the little monsters hook.
I think that's one that they could redo, and if they did a bad job, I think it would still turn out good.
They would really.
They wouldn't be like, oh yeah, for Three Ninjas, of course, fucking Mr. Miyagi, fucking Temu, you know.
If we're going down the ninja rabbit hole, one of my favorite cult classic movies, Surf Ninjas.
Surf Ninjas,
yeah, dude,
that's a good one too. That's a deep cut for sure.
With Rob
Schneider.
He was like the mentor in it.
He's like their best friend.
Yeah, he's like the fucking...
Let's be honest, he's more like the butler. He's like the maid of the family.
I love when they first introduce him and the dad walks into the kitchen and he's like in there just cooking in the guy's kitchen. He's like, do you ever eat at your own house? Like,
dude, Rob Schneider, a man of many talents.
Surf! Yeah. Was it Leslie Nielsen as the bad guy in that? God, dude.
That's fucking hilarious. I can't believe I forgot that.
Do they make that in a comic book? Can I find one of those in a comic book?
You know what I'm looking for as a comic book was the Beetleborgs. The comic book that was in a show.
Yeah, that's what you've been talking about.
Yeah, I don't think they make it, so I'm going to have to make one.
Yeah, we'll have to get
that as a display piece.
I know a guy that'll do a cover for you if you want.
He knows a guy.
Yes. Yeah, he knows a guy.
This is the guy that knows a guy, okay?
I know a guy. Hey, forget about it.
Hey, you fucking guy. All right, what else you got?
Oh,
fucking cool. Dude. Not even fucking lying. Brittany gave me Cool World DVD on our first anniversary.
I'll pass it over if you want to take a look at it.
I fucking love this movie. Brad Pitt is a fucking badass.
It is literally, if you've not seen Cool World, I'll throw this out to the people in podcast land. It is literally an adult version of Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, it's for the more adult crowd. It's a fucking great movie. It's dark. Guy comes home from the war. Like, totally his whole world is fucked.
And
Crashes his motorcycle.
That's a movie that they screwed up. The Crow.
God, they fucking butchered that.
Let's
I mean-
not talk about that because I actually have mixed feelings on that. Like,
Listen,
20
when the Edward Furlong Crow movie is better than the one that they did
Well, I mean,
recently,
Read James LeBar.
I don't care.
It was what it was.
I read the comics and I don't care.
It was what okay. All right, you motherfuckers. All right, look. So the premise of the Crow has always been a love story, just like everything else. The fact that the new Crow tethered in and out of the afterlife, it certainly was a love story. It's certainly a modern day love story by any means. But I mean, was it comparative to Brandon Lee? Fuck no.
Fuck no, but you can't put
But
anything against him
listen,
on.
Brandon Lee literally died.
Yes, but deleting everything else that you know from the Crow
Right.
universe
I
and
haven't
then
seen it
watching
yet.
that as a live adaptation.
Was
Honestly,
was it good? Have you watched
it was. I wouldn't call it good. It was.
Oh god.
He's like, I would call it.
It was-
on
it
a
was-
scale of Iron Man to Morbius, where are we sitting at here? Black Widow.
the original '94.
I'm assuming
Fantastic
Iron
Four
Man.
made-to-TV movie.
Yeah. I'm assuming Iron Man being a 10,
Yeah.
Morbius being a 0.
No, you know what? After fucking She-Hulk and everything, I guess.
Okay, there we go. Let's set that bar down
Yeah.
there. I'd say that came. What were we talking about again?
I don't fucking know.
It makes She-Hulk look like a 10.
Okay.
I got distracted by She-Hulk. No, the new Crow. I would rate it like
I haven't seen it. I want to.
5-5.
5-5.
5-5. But it's watchable.
it worth
It's
watching?
watchable. It's you kind of have to.
But then you have
But
to go
do
back
I-
and rewatch the originals to get that out of your head.
Right, just to
Yeah.
fucking like get the taste out.
Yeah.
Of it. fucking bleaching.
But it was like there was action sequences in it, and there was just
Who is that actor? Is that the fucking
Skarsgård.
Is okay.
Pennywise,
That's
yeah.
who I thought it was. Okay. He looks
Which
so
is,
weird.
he did a hell of a job playing Pennywise.
Of course.
and
I
it
mean,
was a different.
see now that's a
different
movie
Pennywise.
that they fucking brought in from the old one, which was great. I love the old fucking It movie.
So we talked about King reboots, dude. They don't seem to fuck it up unless
No.
it was a TV, The Stand. They fucking
Right.
Now, my question is, are we going to get a new Tommy Knockers?
That's
I love
one
Tommy
that somebody could film and nobody would care that you fucked up. The book was fantastic. The original movie I thoroughly enjoyed.
We're getting another Clerks. That's coming out.
Yeah.
That one's on the horizon.
Did you ever see Tommy Knockers?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Have you ever seen The Langoliers?
I have seen the
They
Langoliers.
should definitely do that.
I just recently,
We were
I would say
talking
recently,
about
about
that.
6
We're-
months
yeah,
ago. I
that was
purchased
one of
that-
my movies, dude.
I purchased that on DVD.
Did you?
Yeah.
Brittany still fucking talks
Yeah,
about
there's like
that
4 of
movie.
those, right? Maybe more. If I did the Sci-Fi Channel get a hold of them and start talking about it, or something similar to, I don't know,
Similar.
Symbiote. What?
Simular.
Simulac. But you're
Brought to you by Mucilex.
You're a comic book artist yourself. Too.
There we go. Let's
Yeah, cover artist. We'll say cover
Cover
artist.
modest. Look at the
Uh,
modesty
I-
coming out of them.
As I've voiced before, I like to draw. I like to do covers and stuff. I don't like to do inner work because I'm too hard on myself when it comes to my art.
Giggity.
So, hey you. So, perfect. So like, I don't want I'm always trying to fix something. So if I try to do like a whole series of work, I will never get a comic done. But I can do covers and
Right.
they turn out decent.
Perfectionist of sorts.
Yeah.
Your clothing.
Yeah, I do shirt designs. For any of you out there that are cult classic film
He's in the
fans,
intro of the video. Man.
yeah, you could. It's cultclassicclothing.com. You can check it out. I do all sorts of designs on there of cult classic movies. I just did some for Christmas from Christmas with the Cranks, like
What
one.
about Die Hard? That's a Christmas
Yeah, it's
movie.
totally-
Working on.
Die Hard's a fucking Christmas movie.
Totally.
I'm actually working on a couple Die Hard designs right now.
Hell yeah. Is it the Gruber guy or whatever? What's his name? The bad guy? Isn't it like Hans Gruber or
Hans
something?
Gruber, yeah.
And he like, fuck it
Yeah.
up. Merry
Christmas
Christmas.
time doesn't start until Hans Gruber falls from
Exactly.
the Nakatomi Plaza.
How
So,
fucking yeah, I need that. That's awesome.
yeah, I have my hands on a lot of things. Let's put it that way. Giggity.
Now we're just having fun.
Now we're cooking with fire, man.
That's cool though. That's fucking rad. Some clothing.
So I can throw. Let's see what else we got. We can throw up here and talk about. Of course, we talked about Guyver earlier. I got a couple Guyvers in.
I'm not very familiar with that.
That is a travesty, by the way.
Like dark.
Oh no, I fucking know Guyver.
Yeah, you know Guyver.
Dude, they made a video game of this back in the day for Sega.
So
This is like kind of fucking Ultraman era kind of stuff.
Ultraman derived from Guyver, wasn't it? Because there's a movie, and the movie is
I've seen that.
super dark.
Oh yeah,
they kind of came up on this. Like Ultraman is like Guyver's nicer brother.
Right.
Like the
That's
way
what
they did it.
Right. Yeah, it was more of the TV adaptation for it.
Did they ever cross VR Troopers in that universe?
Into Ultraman?
Yeah.
No, they did do VR Troopers with. Oh no, that was Battleborgs that they did with Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
But on Ultraman, he was like kind of thrown in there with like the kaiju stuff.
Yeah, he was started as one of the, or that style of character started as one of the characters that fought Godzilla. In,
right.
Like the
He like
fourth or
grow
fifth
all
movie.
fucking.
So I'll bring up
fucking
a conversation I want to have with you guys. So they started doing a new series, somewhat new, of like Batman '89.
Yeah.
Where they took the comic book and basically spun off of the original '89 movies, which they actually just released a book that follows after the
movie.
in between the first and second movie from '89. So if you get a chance to check that out, definitely do that. But how do you guys feel about comic books doing that? Like instead of them doing like a reboot or a sequel in the future when like the actors are 20, 30 years old by now, older.
Right. Throwing it into an animated
throwing it into
series.
a comic book and being like, okay, we're going to continue to extend it. Because that's what they did with '89 is they are extending the story of the original Keaton verse, basically. If you want to call it that.
I'm okay with it.
I'm cool with that.
As a reader, I'm okay with it. But I
Now,
feel
would
like
other people get into it? I don't think so.
No, because let's be honest, most people nowadays don't read. They don't have time to read.
Well, and even on top of that, you don't have these kids who don't have any interest in that kind of stuff. They want this now. Here it is. There you go. We're done.
Yeah, if it's not a Fortnite character, they don't care.
They don't give a shit. There's a dance. Is there a dance with it? No. Where's the nipples?
That's the thing with comic books that was similar to a novel. A novel can take you to an entire different universe mentally, whereas a comic book takes you to that different universe.
Yeah, well, I try in my lunch break to at least read one comic book a day, but it still even gets hard.
It gets hard while you're reading that comic book.
Yeah,
I don't think. I don't think it doesn't sound like you read a comic book there.
That's the 50 Shades of Marvel.
Which comic books were you reading?
50 Shades of Marvel.
50 Shades of these pages are awfully sticky.
Right.
Why is it only 2 pages?
No, what I've been doing is I got a big run of. What the fuck was that? Was that a squeaky toy, dude? What the fuck was that? I got the Saturday Morning Ninja Turtles series. Yeah. And I'm falling in love with it. It's right out of fucking the old 90s, 80s cartoon. They started it all over. And it is fucking awesome. I'm really enjoying that. If you ever have some time, I'll hand you over. I'm already on that.
Yeah, how I got into fucking comic books, aside from a physical comic book, was the funnies in the newspaper.
Oh, hell yeah.
At Grandma and Grandpa's house, and be over there at the weekends and shit, pull up the fucking funny section, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Garfield and all that. Yeah.
Garfield and
Archer.
Friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Edgar Archer and shit like that. Cobbs and... What the fuck was that tiger and Hobbs and Cobbs? The fuck was that tiger's fucking name?
I know what you're talking. I don't remember
that fucking name. Tiger, that imaginary son of a bitch.
It wasn't Tony either.
No.
Tigger?
No.
I think it was a tiger.
Wasn't it like... It started with a C, I thought. The little blonde-headed kid had an
I keep
imaginary
going to
fucking
Turner
tiger.
and Hooch.
For those in the comments, post what you think it is.
Right, yeah, exactly. Tell us how stupid we
Turner and
fucking
Hooch. That's a good movie.
Turner and Hooch is fucking awesome. All right, what else you got on your...
We can do one or two more. Before we wrap it up. What do you got? Did you have Meteor Man in there?
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
talk about Meteor Man.
Yeah, we got Meteor Man.
Eddie Murphy.
No.
No.
not Eddie
No,
Murphy.
not Eddie
I'm
Murphy.
sorry. It was not. That was cameo character in a Marvel comics.
Isn't that...
Robert Townsend.
That movie is something. That movie is
Kind of like Blank Man.
Don't know. Blank Man's way fucking better than that. This fucking movie was a joke.
We talked about Steel, or we'll start to talk about
Oh,
Steel.
God,
It was
Steel.
Shaq.
That's one of the movies where they shouldn't have existed.
like butts on these little kids. I gotta move this bus off these little kids.
That's fucking funny.
That's a cool.
That is good. That's pretty rad. I didn't even know that existed. So, that's cool to see.
I haven't seen that since like 1996.
A hero for our troubled times. 64 pages with no ads, folks.
But yeah, my movie that could mess up was The Gig. 1987.
That they
was-
could mess up?
That I'm sorry,
They could
that
do and
they
not
could
mess
do
up.
and mess up and nobody would care. You know, was The Gig. 1987. I consider it like a kids horror movie. You know, because it was about a kid who had a tree in his backyard that got struck by lightning. They removed it and then went back there and found like a portal to hell, if you will, and had the little.
Which is how it goes.
Always
that's
how it
normal.
goes. Yeah, the
That's how you always
older,
find a portal to hell.
Yeah.
the older
It's always some
sister,
dumb
her
tree.
friends. Yeah, and
Like Ernest. Remember Ernest? Fucking
damn poor. Anyways, but it's one of those movies that not a lot of people remember for the most part that you can reboot and then be like, oh yeah,
Totally.
Fun fact about Ernest Scared Stupid. Some of the trolls were reused costumes
Yeah.
from Killer Clowns from Outer
Yeah, the
Space.
Chiodo
So,
Brothers.
weren't the
yeah.
fucking pizzas in that too, also from Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Yeah, they used a lot of extra
Yeah.
props in that. Fucking underrated movies. Let's just say it. Ernest movies were so underrated.
Oh, yeah.
Those were like, you could watch
That's
them
like
forever.
underrated effects today. Are the Chiodo Brothers still doing stuff today? Because like they did the original, not the original, but the Land of the Lost for Nickelodeon in the '90s. I don't know if you remember that, but they did all the props and special effects for that TV show.
I didn't know that.
And I was watching it with Ashley one night, and they were in the credits, and I
The
was
more you know.
like, "Now you know."
And knowing is half the battle.
Knowing
Hey,
is half the
Joe.
battle.
Go, Joe! Okay, that's my favorite.
That's his
one.
new favorite button.
That is. Yeah, movies. I think even some other ones. I would love. You know what? I'd love to see remade. Fucking Highlander. Why haven't they made another fucking Highlander movie? Those were so fucking awesome. There's such a good premise behind it. Even a TV show nowadays.
Okay, there was a good premise until you got to the freaking Highlander, the source.
Yeah, that was fucking.
Oh, you became the final one. You get to have kids. What?
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
Can you hit that button, please? What?
Hell yeah, we just needed the dance. That's the wrong button.
that is a cue, though. I think we're going to wrap up tonight's session.
All right.
That was episode 2. That was
Three.
pretty good.
2?
2.
Three.
We'll
2 and
We'll
3
get
quarters.
Episode now.
Here.
Yeah.
It was
All right.
it was fun bringing up a bunch of old shit
That was
that your
good time.
ex-wife doesn't tend to talk about, so we can.
And if she would have, she would not have been your ex.
And thanks for bringing us some great books that I definitely didn't know about. That
There was some
fucking
cool stuff in there.
And now when the cameras go off, he's going to try to talk to me about the turtle book. I can tell you.
It's okay.
But
All right.
it was fun.
That
Thanks
was a
for
good time.
having me on. That was.
And thank you guys, and please show up next week when we talk about more shit. Right?
And now a word from our sponsors at Dollar Shave Club.
Yeah, are your balls hairy?
I was going to say, looking at the three of us, I don't think Dollar Shave Club is our sponsors.
You know, and quoting a famous actor here. You know, you ask yourself later on in life, why do I grow a beard but still shave my balls?
Well,
That was Jim Carrey.
I have an answer for you for that.
Receipts just a stay quote.